In 2026, restaurants around the world are struggling with inflation. Even fast food, which used to be cheap, has become a luxury. As a result, many people are forced to eat out less often. However, in Japan, there is a strange restaurant chain that completely defies this global trend. Let's look at their menu in 2026. A shrimp salad is 350 yen, about $2.30. A rich minestrone soup is just under $2. Appetizers like grilled escargot or mussels are about $2.60 each. Most pizzas and pastas are under $3. For main dishes, most meat options are around $4. A glass of wine is a shocking 100 yen, or just 60 cents. Even if you order a whole bottle, it is only around $6. Classic desserts like tiramisu or gelato are also available for under $2. These prices already include Japan's 10% consumption tax, and there is no tipping culture in Japan. This means the price on the menu is the final price you pay. This is not a tiny street food stand. It is a sit-down restaurant chain with proper air conditioning, waiter service, and ceramic plates. And this is not a temporary promotion, it is not a charity, and it's not the owner's stubbornness. This low-price model is their core business strategy. The name of this restaurant is Saizeriya. As of 2026, they operate over 1,000 locations across Japan and 600 locations outside Japan. If you bring $20, the cost of an average lunch in the US, you can enjoy more food and wine than one adult can possibly eat. In fact, it has gained massive popularity in overseas markets, especially in China. Behind this unbelievable business model lies a remarkably logical equation left by one man. Let's look at the history of Saizeriya and the secrets behind their incredible strategy. The founder of Saizeriya, Yasuhiko Shogaki, was born in 1946. He did not build this low-price restaurant out of personal struggle with poverty. Actually, he was born into a wealthy family. Both his grandfather and father were doctors. As a boy, Shogaki was a troublemaker. His parents were often called to school. In high school, he was even questioned by the police as a member of a teenage gang. His school was even considering expelling him. However, his teacher, Mr. Hirasawa, saved him, promising the school to take responsibility for him. Mr. Hirasawa told him, "Start studying now. You can still get into a university if you try." This completely changed Shogaki's life. To show his absolute commitment, he shaved his head. As he began studying, he fell in love with calculus. He hated subjects that required memorization for exams. But he loved math and physics because the logic was clear and beautiful. Since his English was poor, he chose the Tokyo University of Science, where he could pass the entrance exam using only math and physics. But once he entered the university, he found the lectures boring. Unlike high school, where he loved discovering new solutions, college lectures were just about copying formulas. He quickly lost interest. Shogaki started skipping classes and, just out of curiosity, took a part-time job at a casual Japanese diner serving Western dishes. Here, he found a new passion. Restaurant operations were like a real-time game. He could think of ways to serve food faster and handle more customers. His ideas immediately changed the customer reactions and sales. The former troublemaker put all his energy into this game of restaurant efficiency. He was so excellent at his job that the owner and other employees told him, "You should start your own restaurant. If you do, we will follow you." Shogaki wanted to open a restaurant, so he asked his father for help without telling him it was for himself. His father bought a small cafe from his friend, who could no longer run it due to illness. The cafe happened to be named Saizeriya. Shogaki did not create the name. He simply kept the name of the store he took over. He later said, "The name Saizeriya didn't seem to belong to any language, but I found it might come from Cytherea, another name for the Greek goddess Aphrodite. I didn't care much about the name, but I liked the meaning, so I kept it." Thus, in 1967, 1 year before graduating from university, Shogaki opened Saizeriya as a restaurant serving Western dishes. Saizeriya was located at the edge of a shopping street, above a vegetable shop, in a building next to a seafood stall. Customers had to walk through a narrow space filled with vegetables and seafood just to climb the stairs. At first, the restaurant performed poorly. and they only had a few customers a day. Shogaki tried everything, extending the hours until 4 a.m. and even sleeping at the shop. Slowly, the customers changed to late-night workers and gang members. One night, a fight broke out between gang members inside the shop. Someone threw a heater, which started a fire. The entire restaurant burned to the ground. Shogaki thought, business was bad anyway. This is a perfect excuse to quit. He went home and told his mother, but his mother said, the fire is a good thing for you. That shop is the best place for you. The vegetable shop and the clam shop you complained about are all there to make you stronger. Everything that happens to you is the best thing. Go back and try again in the same place. His mother believed that such harsh conditions would force him to innovate and grow. If he could succeed there, he could succeed anywhere. When rebuilding the restaurant, Shogaki researched the local market. He decided to focus on Italian cuisine because there were no competitors, and Italian cuisine was not common in Japan at the time. This was the true beginning of Saizeriya as an Italian restaurant. Even after rebuilding the shop, customers did not come. Desperate, Shogaki tried a 30% discount. No customers came. Then, a 50% discount. Still, no one came. Finally, he took a massive gamble. He cut all prices by 70%. The next day, a long line formed outside the shop. A typical owner might just be relieved that customers finally arrived. But Shogaki, with his background in math and physics, saw something else. He turned this phenomenon into a formula for market behavior. He created the equation that still drives Saizeriya today. Value equals quality divided by price. His logic was purely mathematical. The quality of the taste is the numerator. This is an uncertain variable because quality is highly subjective and depends on personal preference. However, the price is the denominator. This is a fixed value that I can control through my system. Doubling the taste is hard, but if I cut the price in half, the value felt by the customer mathematically doubles. Shogaki noticed another important fact. With a 70% discount, there was almost no profit, but as the number of customers increased, food waste dropped dramatically. Bulk buying also lowered the cost of ingredients. From this point, Saizeriya transformed into a giant laboratory run by a man who loved mathematical logic. Following the success of the first shop, Shogaki began to expand. For his third location, he secured a very large space. He turned half of the area into a kitchen. He used it to prepare sauces and cut meat for all his locations. This was his first central kitchen. The concept of a central kitchen existed back then, but Shogaki took it further. As Saizeriya grew, he designed the system so that individual shops only needed to heat and plate the food. This allowed him to run the restaurants with part-time staff, removing the need for expensive skilled chefs and reducing labor costs. Next, Shogaki targeted ingredient costs and quality. As the number of stores grew, buying vegetables from the open market reached its limit. So, Shogaki established a company farm. He didn't just grow vegetables, he entered the field of plant breeding. Saizeriya developed weather-resilient tomato and lettuce varieties that offered stable yield, uniform size, and perfect sweetness. Then, in 2001, Saizeriya made its biggest move. They established a massive factory and farm near Melbourne, Australia, called Saizeriya Australia. Why Australia? Again, it was a logical calculation. To understand it, you first need to know their most iconic dish, the Milano-style Doria. You won't find this on any Italian menu. It was invented in Japan. Think of it as a baked rice casserole, topped with meat sauce and bubbling cheese. Simple, humble, and completely irresistible. The key ingredients, white sauce, cheese, and beef, are expensive in Japan due to tariffs. So, Saizeriya went to Australia, used its vast land and affordable livestock, built their own factory, and shipped the finished product frozen directly to Japan. That is why this dish still costs less than $2, even in 2026. Today it is said that there is not a single knife in any Saizeriya kitchen. Slicing tomatoes and washing lettuce are all done at the factory. Food arrives at the stores completely ready to serve. Even the number of times a worker mops the floor, the arrangement of plates on a tray, and the number of steps a waiter takes are mathematically calculated and standardized. The stereotype of cheap price means bad quality does not apply here. For example, their popular grilled escargot costs less than $3. Saizeriya imports the exact same high-quality European variety served at high-end restaurants. Their wine is also imported directly from Italy. To keep costs low, they negotiate directly with wineries and buy in massive quantities. From farm to factory, from factory to table, every single menu item is heavily calculated. Saizeriya's incredibly low prices are not a miracle or a hobby. They are the result of a cold, precise equation designed by a man who loves logical beauty. Saizeriya's system did not stay in Japan. Today they successfully expand across key Asian markets, operating over 600 stores in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, and Vietnam. Many Japanese restaurant chains expanding overseas are forced to charge higher prices due to import costs, often positioning themselves as premium brands. However, Saizeriya kept its low-price strategy abroad, making it cheaper than even McDonald's. This won the trust of local consumers. Before opening restaurants, they first built a massive factory in the country, a classic victory of their supply chain strategy. In China, where Saizeriya has its largest international presence, economists say the economy is slowing down and facing deflation. While many companies are struggling, Saizeriya is in a strong position. This is because their system was originally built and battle-tested to survive 30 years of deflation in Japan. Whether the world faces inflation and customers stop eating out, or deflation where customers tighten their wallets, this system works. The equation created by a young student of physics has now crossed borders. It continues to function as one of the toughest and most logical food infrastructures in the world. When you visit Japan, and if one day you feel like having something other than Japanese food, or want to tighten your dining budget a bit, how about giving Saizeriya a try? When you see the unbelievable prices on the menu, remember the deep philosophy of cost optimization behind them and smile to yourself. What do you think about Saizeriya's hyper-rational system? How much does a standard lunch cost in your country, or do you have any affordable restaurant recommendations for someone visiting your city? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video interesting, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.